Okay, I've just picked the load up, as you can see now, with this trailer. More or less perfect size for that. Look at that. So, and absolutely bang on at the front, although that will swing out. Well, I won't be seeing it swinging out like. So I've got me man. And this, whatever it was, 43 tonne. So let's see how this drives. Because as I say, the 95 tonne ones, you actually need a longer trailer, which is probably, it just adds at the back. It's not, you know what I mean, it's wasted at the back, but that front boom arm just sticks right over. So yeah, let's get in the cab. Let's get myself settled and break off. 16-hour job, give it a little bit of beans. Well, I've got a 640 horsepower engine in, and the 16 speed gearbox. I did chance the 808 horsepower with the 20 speed gearbox, but it's no good with no load on, like, but probably would have been alright with this on. But you can't get over 7 low in the gears, to be honest. Whereas this, you'll go right through them. Probably should split a few gears really as well. So like that up the hill, split it, rather than going to 7. I mean, even that, I should have really just stayed in that. I'll drop the gear as I come down. Sorry mate, but I'm gonna have to just scare you. Didn't fancy stopping. Okay, I'm in top gear now, 16. The hell, what's the hold up here? Was that? Well, I can't imagine I'd have hit anything there, but obviously did. Yeah, a bit naughty going down the slip road, but it's just a little test this, you know, with these trailers and weights and that. You know, you don't really want to be going any faster than this, even, you know, with the 808 horsepower modded engine I've got. Ideal if it's, you know, big massive hill. But let's see how this does. Yeah, because I've just really been wanting to take on big heavy loads. And it's a shame I can't do the 95 ton ones with them cranes. I just don't see how it's possible to do it. You know, it's different if you've got the special transport, you've got the pilot cars and they've sorted the route out for you, but there's just too many snags. You're hitting lampposts and trees and all that. Look at the length of that to that. Yeah, I've just got a new handbrake as well from AliExpress. Solid. Working perfectly. Thing is, you've got a clamp in that. I didn't want it on top of the desk. So I've had to I've made the bracket to sling under the desk and push in. A bit like the Moser wheel. I've cut a section out the desk so it sits further in. And I've made my own brackets for the gears, like, you know, it drops down. All solid. Yeah, but I positioned it on the rim of the edge of my desk, the handbrake. But I was just sort of aware it was there and reaching over for the gear stick. Sometimes I'm grabbing that to change gear. So I've actually made like a little right angled bracket and underslung it underneath the desk and pushed it right in, so it's just perfect now out the way. Yeah, it makes a big horrible clunk like when you engage it. And another thing that's annoying is that you can pull it right down to turn it, engage the brake, but it works like a toggle. So you know, then you can lift it up and it's off, but then it'll work the other way round as well. You know, it's just a little bit annoying that it just not says, right, that's off and that's on. But the handy thing is, because it makes a big clunk when you press it all the way down, you can sort of just pull it down just a little bit and it engages it, you know. The micro switch kicks in before you're finishing the full travel. So that's saves on the noise, because my lad's underneath me, you know, and I'm sure he'd be screaming. 7 high, I think. So yeah, I can just sort of hit it like a paddle, do it that way if I choose to, you know. We'll get through this tunnel, get on a straight, and we'll have a little 360 look and fly by. Just change that bloody gear. Oh, I left it in high though, the splitter. take the splitter off. 7 low. Try and keep the momentum. It's 6 high even. Five low. So this is my first challenge. That's holding on that anyway. So 5 low near top revs. Got me up the hill. They do have another 700 horsepower engines. Just didn't like the sound of it though. You know, rather than the 808 one I've got. Yeah, it's turbo and just annoying the sound. But it would be better though for this. Especially at these weights. But that got up the hill alright. It's low, but wasn't in, you know, below 5th gear like. But I'm sure I'm gonna hit some hills like if I carry on with these like 40 odd ton loads in this setup, and I'm gonna be going, you know, down to bloody 2nd gear or what have you. I don't think I've ever really done a run where I'm doing it as in real life, you know, keeping me distance. I'm always wanting to overtake, you know, and just going with the flow. Take a smaller engine, you know, something that's not, you don't want to be going over 70 mile an hour, maybe 80 at the most, in case you just need to do that little bit of overtaking. You know, I'll just take in the scenery. Now this is, like I say, is my MAN TGX. I had the 5, which has a short window like this. This one I could put the high winder in, which I usually have. TGX 6 Euro double XL, I think it is. The cab winder's much higher and, you know, you get to see more. Especially if it's in mountainous areas, it's nice. Trying to see what the engine brake could do. 7 low. I mean, it's over revving, probably no good for the engine there. Back in 8. Not 8 low. Speed wants to be 8 high there. You know, I have got the Jake brake as well. As I say, I'm still learning on these gears and been trying out different trucks, different transmissions, engines, and trying to get my head around it. Sorry, mate. Him at the back. Yeah, I think I will do a run where I'll take it serious, you know. Like I wouldn't be coming out on people and brightening them to brake and all that. You know, though it really mattered. I've stiffened up the suspension on this now as well. 100% trailer and that. I've left the cab at 75% just to give me a bit of an idea of it rocking. But with these heavy weights on and that, it'll tip quicker. Especially it did with them big massive 95-ton cranes on. Yeah, I really wanted to do a few jobs like that, but I mean, if you're on like what's it called? Transpennine, is it? Or the Russian one anyway. Big, long, straight road. You might get away with it, but anything you're hitting into a city and all that, that's just ridiculous. You can't turn corners or nothing. I wish it was a cabriolet, this, open top. I used to have a motorbike, you see, and it's nice being outside instead of inside the cab. Get one at the front. Yeah, so I'll try another load of the same weight, and but at present the one I've got on now, I couldn't get it any better. Perfect fit. You know, I might get a 143 ton with a longer boom or something, but that's what I want to try out, you see. Because yeah, it's just a waste of time. Why so slow, mate? Hate the way some of the AA traffic does that, you know, auto brake check you. Also, I've been changing, you know, with the overdrive, you know, it says low and high. Well, high's overdrive as well. So I might go from 6 high to 7 high sometimes. I don't know whether you, I mean, I know you can skip gears, but I don't know whether that's a thing, whether you're supposed to do that or you're not supposed to do that, you know, splitting gears. But I've had no sort of noises or anything from it. I have to ask that question, actually. Or if you know, comment. That's nice, isn't it? That down there. Cows. Probably were rooftops, but nice little housing. What's that there? The National Grid or something. What power station? Trying to drink me tea. Going cold. I'll do. Yeah, I've got too used to overtaking everything all the time. I'm wondering why this is taking so long. But a more sensible sort of speed. I haven't tested this out on speed in the corners. See what it takes to tip it. Five lowest, no good, 5 high. Used the jig brake down, but it never kicked in. Still 5 hours to go. That's the Jake on now. It's doing a lot like with all this weight. Needs a bit of help from the brake. that up. Yeah, I've got my Jake on the button on top of the gear shift knob. One truck driver I was watching on YouTube said, it was a woman like, said, no, you don't have it there. But I'll just put it there for convenience, like. Man-made waterway. That sign is. It's just like two cars running. Don't know what that means, like Strasbourg. Couldn't read that. So, should be getting there in the dark. I usually have a sleep about 8 so I can see everything in the light, but need to have a little finish off in the dark with this, test my lights out and that. I couldn't get a roof bar on this. You know, with lights on. Don't know why, like. That's a bit pushing it. High flow get me out of places. Again, see with me lights, I'm actually switching them backwards and then they're going on. That's another thing with these stalks, you know, like, you know, you could have them on, turn the engine off, go on, and then they're not on, and then you'd have to go backwards instead of being, you know, like it would be in a vehicle, just stay where they are. Makes like a toggle, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a bit annoying that you have to do that. You know, it can happen with the wipers as well. I'll stop, I'll leave them in high speed or something, I'll start up again, they're not going. And then I'll, you know, I'll forget and then I'll go to put them on, or I'll have to turn them off and on. Just a little bit annoying. Wonder whether you can do anything about that, like. Oh, let's have a look. Haven't even got any bloody beacons. Well, I'm on full beam. It looks like I've got nothing on, doesn't it? There is still a bit of light. One thing I must check, and I'll quickly check it now. You know, sometimes you can go to a services or do something and then this. See that? Adjust lights. Yeah, they can be off. See, like that. That's what it is. See that? That needed to be turned on. So annoying. Another annoying thing. So, yeah. I don't know why that, you know, you'd have to do that. You know, if you're going to stick auxiliary lights on, why separate it? You know, so you'd have to go into a menu to keep turning them on and off. Surely they could sort that out. See the moon there, just about visible. Remember when people done moonies onto passing vehicles? Did that sort of happen in the 70s or 80s? You know, I don't know, become a thing. Mooning. Again, I'll have to be careful with this weight and the rain. It's bad enough when you haven't got this type of weight on. But all the physics change, you see, when it's raining. The turns get wider. Slide a bit more. Usually have beacons, but I haven't got them on this. I think I put one on the back of the trailer. now. Are they closed? Yeah. It's another gripe, this, you know, it's got a telepass. Ticket, you know, prepaid, I think, but you still have to pay. What's the point? I don't get it. I thought you're supposed to show your thing. I've got mine on my windscreen. Check me horns on these. Not a bad sound. What it's like getting juice. I'm gonna pull in and just check it out. I don't need any, but seeing as it's just a test, like, where are we? Over here. Does anything get caught or anything? Brake on 140, not bad. Ugh. About average, I think, around here. Rush, yeah, 56 pence. Okay. Cancel that. Have a little look outside. Yeah, nothing's gonna snag, is it? Okay. Oh, parking brake. longer, I think. A bit close to me, or is he in the next lane? I can't tell. Oh, he's pulled in. That's the thing as well with this rain mod I've got on. It's great, like sticks to the windows, coats it more. But obscures the view in the mirrors. But you know, that's like the real world, isn't it? You know, with the vanilla game on and no weather mod, usually it's nice and clear. But as I say, that's not how it really works, is it? I wonder what it's like. Let's take me mirror. Me mirror.
And then exit right.
Me window down. Which I will do.
Get ready to turn left.
End of motorway.
Turn left.
Dijon. So that very end one's shut. Yeah, just drive through this one. I wish they were all like that.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right. Go straight on.
Now I could take my window down. Hopefully to... That's not working. I have to remap it. But I have tried that before. You know, pulling the window down, see if it cleans it, but it doesn't. Plus there was about an inch of rain above the top of the edge of the window as well, like a glitch. I don't know why that, I mean this button I've mapped it in to do that, but actually it's not even working on the CarPlay thing or the screen. I don't know why it does that. You know, I've not touched anything. know anyway. Hang on, what profile am I on? Can't remember. Maybe I'm on the other profile. Could be.
Go straight on.
Well, we're almost there. Says stop, but I'm not. Famous last words, I'm not stopping. Yeah, that's why I need to do a run one day with you know, just do it exactly as you would. You know, you're not taking chances. But as a test run, yeah. You know, so now I know the 95 ton loads are the big massive cranes that are no good. I've dropped it down to like, you know, a shorter trailer. I think it was
Get
30.
ready to turn right.
I think it was 30 foot long, and I've got 43 ton load on, which fitted it perfectly.
Turn right.
Absolutely perfect. You haven't got that overhang.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left. We are finished.
You're finished, love. I thought that wasn't going to ping then. Right, oh, meant to put me brake on there. Yeah, so I'm going to park it there. Confirm me only. Right, go down that way and then back up. Oh god. Oh shit. Indigestione. Right, let's have a look. There's no way in the world I'm backing up like that. Just cannot see a thing. Nice. Now these will have steerable axles. You've got to be careful how much you turn. Well, that'll do me. I could pull up and twangle it about, but well, the back's in anyway. Anyway, that seems to be the perfect. Oh, use me new brake into neutral. Engine off. Let's have a look. Yeah, that seems to be the perfect load and everything for that trailer. So I'm gonna try a few more. Right, let's unload. Good work. What the hell? What was that? Oh, damage. Yeah. Oh, anyway. Onwards and upwards.